Hello and welcome to This One Thing, a daily devotion brought to you from First Presbyterian Church, where we pull one thing from our daily common lectionary. My name is Chandler Gelb, and I am the Director of Youth and College Ministries here. Now, with my job, I work with students all the way from middle school through college. And a lot of the stuff that we talk about in middle school and high school is how to connect with God. Being able to find ways to hear God's voice in their life, to be able to find out what their purpose is. And for many of them, it's not just through prayer. For most, it's actually through listening to music, getting a lyric stuck in their head that keeps moving them forward. For some, it's through artwork, painting and drawing. For a few crazy ones, it's through running. They get into this meditative state and they gain clarity and they feel like they can connect with God. For me, it happens to be kind of funny. Random names or thoughts will pop into my head that I know did not come from me. More often than not, I'll be driving, someone's name will pop into my head, and I'll think, I should call them. And on the times that I do, more often than not, when that person picks up, they go, I was just about to call you. Or they say something along the lines of, I really needed to talk today, so thank you for calling. But a lot of what we talk about when I'm talking with the kids about connecting with God is the more you do it, the better you get at hearing his voice. The more that you do what he asks you to do, the further it propels you into life and to your purpose. And so that is what struck me when reading through our daily common lectionary this week. I was in Numbers, which can, for some, be sort of can be kind of a boring book, okay? But I found something so simple in there today that really, really struck me. And so I want to share it with you. So I am in Numbers. I'm in chapter 13, and I'm just going to read verses 1 through 3. So here we go. The Lord said to Moses, send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites. From each ancestral tribe, send one of its leaders. So, at the Lord's command, Moses sent them out from the desert. To me, I was struck by how simple that whole interaction was. God told Moses to do something, and he did it. I mean, how often have you been asked to do something and immediately your brain goes, well, I think there might be a better way to do that. Or you ask questions of the person, or you go, you know what, let me take some time to think about it. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward here. The Lord asked Moses to do something. And so at the Lord's command, Moses did it. Now, I know that I've been through seasons in my life where I've been trying to connect with God, and I'm praying and I'm journaling and listening to music and going, God, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm waiting, I'm ready. What are you asking me to do? I'll do whatever it is that you're asking me to do. And I sit there and I feel like I'm getting nothing. And I'm thankful to have people in my life who help me see things differently. And so I was in one of those seasons in my life, and Simeon Rogers said, well, what was the last thing God asked you to do? And did you do it? And it struck me because I went, oh, I don't know. And I wanted to be able to have the confidence to say, yeah, the last thing that God asked me to do, I did it. And so maybe you're in one of those seasons right now where you're waiting on God, but in reality, God's waiting on you. He's asked you to do something and you haven't done it yet. Maybe it's because you were thinking about it. Maybe it's because you asked a friend if you thought that that was what was right for you. Maybe you had questions. But as we see here in Numbers, God asked Moses to do something. Moses did it, and the story continues. The story doesn't stop there because Moses did what was asked of him. So for this one thing, I encourage you that if you are stuck waiting on God, think about the fact that maybe God's waiting on you. Go back to the last thing that you're really confident that God asked you to do and ask yourself, Did I do it? And if you didn't, go do it. Or if you're going, I did the last thing God asked me to do, congratulations. But also have in mind of thinking about the next time that God asks you to do something, don't hesitate. Just do it. It's so simple. Remember that God commanded Moses and Moses did it. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday, and we look forward to seeing you at church on our live stream on Sunday at 11 a.m. Have a great weekend.